Are you nervous or motivated right now?
The
So how a
festivals-
Bengali becomes a Gujarati? क्या है story क्या है?
Communication, like people building skills. I feel those are something I really have as my strengths.
I think it's totally unethical on a developer's part. So you're saying the responsibility is on me to ensure that my child is not addicted. It's like manufacturing cigarettes in the market. I'm going to do it. It's your responsibility not to buy it. That's what you're saying, right?
Your answers changed according to the questions.
So one thing that I didn't write about myself in the resume is my hobby, a specific hobby that I have.
Where you sell yourself, that instantly you will say, okay, this is what I want.
आप बॉयफ्रेंड मटेरियल हो बट हस्बैंड नहीं बनना मतलब आप में वो सब कुछ है जो दोस्त के लिए होना चाहिए.
Hi, Prince.
Hello.
Prince, I went through your resume and it says you have a work experience of only a year.
I have worked for 2 years.
It says 1+, okay. That could be endless, right?
Right.
2 years. Now, why do you wish to do an MBA with just 2 years of experience? Why do you not want to keep working and learn more on the job?
So currently the job I'm working in, I work at ZS Associates as a decision analytics associate. So I already lead a team of 2 associates. Like I am an associate as well, but I am in line to be promoted in the next 6 months, I would say. However, one thing that I have seen is the management that I do of the resources that I have is quite informal. Even during client communications, what I see is our consultants or managers are the ones who lead the calls and the strategic decisions that they take. While associates do drive the tech related part of projects, the strategic decisions are taken by our managers and consultants, and they are generally the ones I have seen who have done their MBA or at least when they are in the data side of things, they have done their masters in data analytics. So what I want to pursue is I want to explore the business business side of things instead of just being limited to a tech role. So that's why I want to do my MBA.
No, actually my question was, is it not better that you gain experience for a few more years on the job, you learn, you understand how things work, and then you decide to go for an MBA, and then you gain the managerial acumen that's required to get a better promotion, to know the on-hand things that are needed. So should that not be better?
So from what I've observed, ZS generally does consulting in the pharma domain, right? And like exiting from the pharma domain after like 4 years of experience is quite tough, I would say, because your knowledge is quite pharma centric. And again, for me, exploration is something I want to do in my career. And while the projects I do are specifically marketing mix related, I want to explore the end-to-end process of marketing for different companies and brands. So while staying at ZS is a great option, I would say. However, that does limit my chances of exploring different industries in the domain.
When did you decide to do MBA?
I decided to do my MBA in college itself. So I would say my college was kind of an exploratory phase for me. I had given chances, like I had taken up work related to game development, web development. I had just tried stints of them. However, in my 3rd year, I figured out that consulting was my calling since I loved problem solving. So in my 3rd year, I had made up my mind that I wanted to do MBA, for which I got a consulting role as a college placement. And
Any particular incident where you felt this? I mean, where the trajectory of your life changed from there?
So during my 3rd year, we had a pre-placement talk. Like just before our 3rd year, we have summer internships, right? During that, I was interning at an electrical manufacturing firm, which I felt was not aligning with what I wanted in my career. So I also explored others summer internships which were related to consulting, and I also did a course called Principles of Management during my 2nd year.
To me, it looks more like an infatuation. I mean, you were doing something, didn't like it, and you see possibly the other thing is good, so I would be going there. So it might be just an infatuation. Tomorrow you might feel that, okay, I'm not liking this as well, so I want to do something else. So this shows your fickle, behavior. What do you say about it?
So, consulting, while I do understand where you are coming from, consulting is all about problem solving, and problem solving has been a habit of mine throughout my life. Even when I was exploring other fields like game development and development, like I mentioned, I was just trying to solve problems that I saw in the market. For example, in game development, India doesn't have a huge market for game development, right? So I was trying to come up with something that was indigenous. However, I felt I didn't have the resources back then, which would allow me to scale something of my own, right? However, in consulting, I feel in India itself, we already have set domains where we can brush up my skills, or become a better consultant through experience.
And any particular industry where you're talking about when you say consulting?
When I particularly want to go into marketing consulting, which is because kind of my infatuation with social media, I would say, because further down the line, like 15 years or so, I want to open a consulting boutique of my own.
But that's going to be a major shift from what you have done in your graduation. I mean,
True.
probably BTech would be completely useless at that time for you. Why did you do that? It's kind of wasting 4 years of your life for something which you have never used.
So I wouldn't say it was a waste of my life, because again, I didn't give up my academics for exploring other fields. It was, I had this set in my mind that during those 4 years, while I would maintain a respectable CGPA, which would help me during placements if other domains didn't work out for me. However, I strictly used my undergrad as a time for exploration, for seeing what I was interested in, and that's how.
I'm not happy because I seriously see this as a backup option, that possibly if the other things don't work, so I'll be doing MBA, and I do not see you as a candidate for MBA specifically. I mean, better than the other people who are sitting outside. So how do you rate yourself with respect to the guys who knew just after their 12th or after 10 that we want to do MBA, we want to do this? So I see a person who is possibly changing the direction according to his moods in life. So do you think that I should be selecting you, vis-a-vis the other people who are there?
Well,
Why so?
So while kudos to them for having clarity in life, I feel, of course, they should also be given an opportunity, because they have performed well in their acads and they had a clarity of life earlier in life than me. What I would say is, what I bring is, now, one thing I have seen managers discuss, like successful managers discuss on and on, is communication, like people building skills. I feel those are something I really have as my strengths. I am generally able to set a precedent while talking to people easily. People are comfortable while talking to me, which makes it very easy for me to work in a team. And
Any specific incident that you can?
yeah, a specific incident I would say is, this is kind of a problem resolution, I would say. Back in my first cycle at ZS Associates, I was working with 2 interns, and I was kind of leading the small part of the team. Now, those interns, while they came from the same college, they weren't really, they didn't really know each other, right? So one of them had a different personality from the other, and the other guy, who was more hard-hitting, like he used to challenge motives behind why we are doing something. The other guy was more chilled out, I would say. He was quite laid back. Now, the intern who had clarity used to didn't really like the style of working of the other person, of the other intern. So both of them, I was the bridge through which they used to communicate with each other. So what I did there was a small thing, like we just set up a one-on-one session. First of all, with me, I got to know what their pain points were with the other person. And then we just had a small group meeting of our own. We didn't include our consultants or anyone from the top levels. We just talked to each other, and it was just that communication bridge that they were looking for, after all, that helped them resolve the differences. And after that, we have been working on projects together since then, and it has been quite delightful.
Would you actually rate this skill as a managerial quality that would help you later on?
She means this is more like a life skill. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
it's
right.
A normal.
I would say it is a managerial skill because again, at the end of the day, what do managers do? They manage people, right?
They talk.
They talk. And well, someone who's good at talking will definitely be able to talk to a lot of people without, fickled out by pushbacks. And I feel that's a great skill to have.
Okay, Prince Panja.
Yes, sir.
You are prince from which continent? मतलब आपका क्या kingdom है? Prince of where?
Well, I am a Bengali, but I was born and brought up in Gujarat.
So, prince of?
So I would say I am a prince of Gujarat.
You're prince of Gujarat.
Yeah.
Who is the governor of Gujarat?
The current governor of Gujarat is 𝐒𝐨𝐿 𝐤𝐷.
Okay, and the first line of your resume is highly motivated.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain?
So a highly motivated, okay. During my third cycle at GS,
Are you nervous or motivated right now?
I feel I am quite motivated. While my style of talking may make it seem like I'm nervous, but I don't.
No issues,
feel
please.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in the GS,
Yeah.
you had something called a call plan.
Yes.
मान लो मुझे कुछ भी नहीं पता है. Can you explain call plan in layman term?
Sure. So let's say you have a product, right? And if we are operating in the pharma domain, the consumers and customers are different. We sell the product to doctors, and the doctors then sell the products to the actual consumers, the patients, right? Now, when I am a company who is producing something, generally telling, explaining medicines to consumers, the patients, doesn't work because they don't have the complete knowledge about what.
Yeah, I got.
right?
Your target is not the consumer, but the customer.
Yes.
Huh.
So
So,
how
the
do
call
I-
plan exactly. Just I'm looking for the word call plan.
Right. So the call plan is in between. Now I have to convey the information that's required that the doctor must know before prescribing to the patient, and what doses he should give to, why
Okay,
he
got
should
it.
choose our product.
And you use the two words, the marketing mix and the consumer mix.
Yes.
Explain the marketing mix.
Marketing mix is something.
Now, point us. What are the different segments of the marketing mix?
So marketing mix is divided into 5 phases. First is data collection and validation, where we just collect client data. Second is exploratory data analysis, where we dive deep into the data, and this helps in the third phase of our project, which is the modeling phase, where we run different mathematical models, generally linear regression, to judge the impact of what promotions led to sales. And then fourth is story building. Now we basically wrap up the previous 3 parts of the project, 3 phases of the project, and build a story on which we sell to the client.
And which tool are you using? Excel, SQL, or you have your own ERP?
So for promotional response or marketing mix, we generally have a ZS proprietary tool called PromoLens. Apart from that, we also
Who
use
is the CFO of GS?
CFO of ZS is
GS India?
huh?
GS India, who is the CFO?
The CFO of India is
Or the
Rohit
complete
Bhagwat.
GS? Okay. Fine. So you are also targeting SP Jan.
Yes.
चलो गुजरात में फाफड़ा खाते हुए हम लोग मिले,
Yes, sir.
ठीक है? Introduce yourself on that point. No, nothing called a formal. वहाँ पे मिलेंगे तो कैसे अपने आप को introduce करोगे?
So hello, I'm Prince Panja. I have lived in Gujarat for almost 18 years of my life, and fafda is something that we generally enjoy. If we are eating fafda, then we are probably celebrating the festival of Uttarayan. Now that is something Gujaratis do. We fly kites, we go to the fafda shops and have our fafdas. Apart from that, I'm a Gujarati at heart because I would say I love the
So
festival.
how a Bengali becomes a Gujarati? क्या story क्या है?
So my dad moved from Bengal in looking for a job to Gujarat. He's an engineer at Jindal Saw Limited. So yeah, that's our story. That's how we just transitioned.
Great. So last question for this phase. Tell me something more about the KK Birla.
KK Birla. I would say I'm not really aware of the entire story. What I'm aware of is So the Birla Foundation set up the first BITS Pilani college in their village itself, which is Pilani, Rajasthan. From there, we grew to BITS Goa and BITS Hyderabad campuses, which BITS Goa was set up back in 2004.
By the KK Birla, that is a BITS Pilani KK Birla. You are in the Goa campus.
Yes.
So a Bengali, by heart Gujarati, and then the Goa.
Yes.
Then Hyderabad. After that, Pune as well.
Yeah.
So
There's too much in your resume. So tell me one thing which you did not write in your resume and you deliberately avoided to write it here. And why?
So one thing that I didn't write about myself in the resume is my hobby, a specific hobby that I have, which is so I like to explore video games that are based on historical contexts. Now, why I didn't write it was because sometimes it comes off as childish. However, I feel it is not, because while video games may seem like something that's very leisurely, I am a fan of storytelling, and I have explored storytelling types like films, music. Apart from that, what I experienced was video games was an amazing way of storytelling, because you get a first-person perspective while playing the game itself.
So who is, Prince? Prince is a storyteller, Prince is a marketer, Prince is a consultant. In one word, which one would be Prince?
As a professional, I would say I'm a marketing consultant. Apart from that, in my personal life, I would say I love storytelling.
Why did you not write it in the resume? I mean, what was the problem with that? You would have been happy about it, you would have asked you questions on it. Why did you avoid it?
Again, yeah.
I mean, it's a new hobby. Not many people have it. You would also want to like to know something about it.
So what I have seen, what the general expression in the society is, like, video games are generally frowned upon. So I made sure that I didn't go there.
And
At the
do you
expense.
value those general perceptions?
I don't, but I value what might. What I thought about was, I don't want to come off as immature. I don't want that as a talking point at all.
If that makes you insecure, why do you have such a hobby? So because at one stage you say that it's about the general perception, so therefore I did not write it. So I asked you a question, then you say that okay, it might come up as an immature move from my side. So you feel it's something immature having such a hobby?
Not at all.
Once
sir.
again, that means you are talking about the general perception.
Not at all, sir. Like, I feel it was more of a strategic decision to not include it, because while I feel that video games are a great way of self-expression, someone else, some of the panelists may also beg to differ from it.
General perception then?
A general perception which is playing to my advantage here, right?
Oh, so I mean you change your morals according to your advantage.
Of course, I have to be adaptable.
And how adaptive are you? Let's say I give you a chance to get selected in our college, but you have to pay 20 lakh rupees for that. Would you do that?
Of course, I would.
Oh, okay.
20 lakhs as a bribe. You give
As
right
Of course,
now,
fees is different.
that is, you
Talking
give
about
20
bribe.
lakhs.
I wouldn't bribe to get into a college,
Gift.
even if that's a college of, like, the best college in my list. Because
A management quota maybe?
even that I wouldn't say, because it strictly goes against my ethics. I would like to
But you
succeed.
just said that you change it according to your advantage. Change your advantage. I'm assuming that you want to be a part of this college. Isn't that correct?
Of course it is, sir.
So you are getting it for, let's say, 1 lakh rupees. Okay, forget about 20 lakhs. Give me 1 lakh rupees right now. I give you the selection letter.
It's really not about the money when it comes to this discussion. I really feel it's against my code of ethics, and I wouldn't do
You
it.
just said that you can change them.
Yeah, while I am adaptable, it has to be in a certain area of where I take action. So when it becomes gray, where I can't take actions, which I don't believe in, I don't feel I would adapt according to those.
I see a
circumstances.
complete contradiction over here. Once again, I see that fickle-headedness, which you showed in the beginning of the interview as well. I'm not able to understand what is the problem with this. So let's say no money. Okay? Just say some flattering words to me and I'll select you.
I wouldn't I don't think even that would work, because in that case I'm not proving myself worthy of the college itself. Then I don't think I should deserve a seat at this college. What I want to do is I want to prove myself through my skills, through my past experiences, and that's how I would like to get into a college. Now, one thing I would say here is what I'm saying that makes me adaptable is, now let's say you give me a critical thinking task, and I would try to come up with a solution to that. Now that's the kind of adaptation I'm talking about. However, if it goes to
Boss, that's not adaptation. Once again, matlab, I see a lot of. Had I been at your place, I would have definitely done that. Okay, just flattering words. I mean, what does it take from a person? वैसे भी किसी की तारीफ कर देते हो, तो अगर मैं कह रहा हूँ कर दो यार मेरी तारीफ, तो I'll take you. So what is wrong with that?
I would love
How
to
does it go against the ethics?
I would love to compliment you, sir, but not at like, I don't want to gain anything out of it if I'm complimenting someone.
Okay, Prince. So there's a lot of marketing in your CV and your interest. Though you are in the product side, your role and your job is, but even the GS is the service. So give me the 7 P's of the services and the example, which right now with the GS.
7 P's.
Have you heard of the 7 P's?
I am aware of the 4 P's.
That is of the product.
Right.
7 P's of the services.
I would have to say I'm not aware of them.
Okay.
Prince, we were speaking of ethics. I think it's, since I'm the mother of a child, I think it's totally unethical on any developer's part to develop video games that could actually be addictive to the kids. And I'm not really sure if you would understand that the kind of addiction it causes and the kind of mental pressure it causes on the kids, it takes a toll on them and goes a long way in building their personality in the negative way. I think it's totally unethical on a developer's part. What would you have to say about that?
Now, all the video games that come out, which generally have themes of violence or addictiveness, first of all, the first line of defense there is they are generally PG-13 rated. Unless a parent has pre-approved a child to play those games are not recommended to be played by children. Apart from that, what's the general trend in the industry is we are coming up with kid-friendly versions of the same game. For example, there's this popular title called GTA 5. Now, GTA 5 is all about adult themes. Like there are a lot of moral decisions which are generally taken by adults. But now, what Rockstar Games has done is they have come up with a version where it's kid friendly. They don't have to interact with those adult themes at all. Now, those are the 2 things I would say that makes it kind of ethical.
Okay, and you justify, and you also think a child would not be still addicted to playing that game, even if it is for a child maybe 6-year-old, 7-year-old, maybe 10, and he wouldn't be addicted to these games?
During the formative years, now if there's parental guidance, I wouldn't say that the child would get addicted to those games. Of course, there's always a chance, but with the steps the industry is taking, it's on the lower end.
So you're saying the responsibility is on me to ensure that my child is not addicted. It's like manufacturing cigarettes in the market. I'm going to do it. It's your responsibility not to buy it. That's what you're saying, right?
So here what I would like to discuss is generally when a kid plays a game, a parent buys it. So the parent has complete authority on whether they will be able to, whether the kid will be able to play it or not, right? Especially during when they are 6 or 7. So I would say, yeah, it comes down to a parent's control on this.
Impressive.
Okay, anything that you want to ask us?
So if I get selected into your college, what would you say I should touch up upon or brush up upon before joining as a fresher at an MBA school?
See, some of the basic skills that are needed for MBA, I think you already have all of those. According to your resume, I see that you are fit for that. So I do not see that you need any kind of, any additional skill would definitely be helpful, right? If you want to learn anything else. but you are well prepared for it.
Thank you.
Okay, great.
Thanks.
Nice talking to you all. Thank you.
What do you think? How was it, first of all?
I feel I was a bit unprepared, especially for the HR questions, I would say. So, like, why MBA? That's a burning question that every institute is going to ask. Now, I feel I don't have clarity. Like, I know why I want to do it, but sometimes articulating it becomes a real problem for me.
Right.
So, I feel that that's one major issue that I saw. Apart from that, I personally feel that I handled the questions quite calmly. So that's one good thing. At least I'm not getting scared of a first experience. So that's great. Apart from that, yeah, I would like to know your feedback.
See, you were calm. That's a good thing. You actually were there, and you were answering with confidence. That's also good. But the point is that your answers changed according to the questions, right? So if a question something जैसे वही एक हमारा जो discussion हुआ about that video game वाला.
Yeah.
So initially said general perception. So I said okay, you other about it. तो नहीं अच्छा ठीक है मैं तो आपके बारे में सोच रहा था. अच्छा ठीक है हमारे बारे में बाबू कर रहे तो फिर नहीं ऐसे नहीं मैं तो ये कर रहा हूँ. मतलब it's your hobby and you like it, so and you are being insecure. So possibly that the thing that we talked about there, introspection is needed, right? So just think about all the things in your life. We did not touch upon actually many of the other areas as well where the interviewer might go.
Right.
ठीक है वो कहीं भी किसी भी टॉपिक पे पहुंच सकते हैं.
Yes.
लेकिन जिन एरियाज पे हम जा रहे हैं वहाँ पर भी ऐसा लग रहा है कि देयर इज समथिंग ग्रे देयर. मतलब प्रोबेबली यू डोंट वांट अस टू बी देयर, है ना. तो आप वहाँ जाना नहीं चाह रहे हो, आप उसके बारे में डिस्कस नहीं करना चाह रहे हो, एंड योर फियर वाज विजिबल एंड देयरफॉर दैट चेंज ऑफ स्टेटमेंट्स कीप ऑन कमिंग. सो मुझे मेरा वही ओपिनियन है उसको लेके कि डू नॉट चेंज दैट. और वो चेंज इसलिए होता है बिकॉज यू जस्ट आंसर फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन. The question changes, answer changes. You are not answering from inside that you know about something. I mean, what is your thought about?
Right.
ठीक है. और there is nothing wrong in saying कि ठीक है सर अगर इतना होगा तो शायद मैं एडमिशन ले लूँगा. इतना भी कोई उन्हें भी पता है हरिश्चंद्र कोई नहीं होता कि हाँ इस हद तक जाके भी मैं नहीं करता.
No, but like honestly, I wouldn't go there. Anyway, like yeah, that's just
if
how
that
I feel
conviction is
personally.
there, stick to
Yeah,
it.
yes.
But
no doubt about it.
the justification needs to come. It needs to be genuine that you're able to convince the interviewer, the panel in fact. Prince, I would second to what Saral sir said. I think you were able to handle with a lot of calmness the counter questions that were coming, but I think you need to think through. You have limited amount of time. You need to sell yourself there.
Right.
You should be able to guide the entire panel towards the direction you want to show yourself off.
Right.
So the moment we came up with questions like, how do you define yourself? And you have seconds. And in those seconds, you need to be so crisp and clear where you sell yourself that instantly we'll say, okay, this is what I want. Right. Because in a minute we'll be bored and we'll say, nahin, let's move somewhere else. Let's find something more interesting about him. So think through about each question. How would you answer? Where would you like to guide the whole panel? What would you want them to talk about? What is more interesting about you? आपको सोच के और आंसर्स इस तरीके से फ्रेम करने पड़ेंगे कि आपका पूरा इंटरव्यू उन डायरेक्शंस में जाए, वो पॉइंट्स निकल के आए जो आपके बारे में बेस्ट हैं.
Right. Rather that video game thing you talked about, I think that should have been there on the CV. But this is something that people would talk about.
Exactly.
Because if there is anything unique in your CV, they'll start talking about it.
Absolutely.
Right? When you are, telling about yourself, आप तब भी ये बात बोल सकते हो that I love this. Right. So that they would also be curious, क्या है भाई ये? And if you are strong in that area, this is what we say that you are guiding the interview. तो आपने उसकी बात की, उसके बारे में बात करने लगे, आप और आगे ले गए. अब ऐसे में होता क्या है? They sense it. They sense it through. I ask you one question and you answer in 4 lines.
Right.
So I know that you want to talk about it. You know thing. But when you start escaping from it, तब आप बहुत छोटे-छोटे आंसर देकर निकलने लग जाते हो. तो that's how you guide the interview.
Right.
नहीं sir?
Yeah, Prince. So now come. Just CAT हुआ, फर्स्ट इंटरव्यू है. कोई बात नहीं, बहुत अच्छा किया आपने. यू आर गुड टॉकटेटिव, ज्वाली हो, मतलब अगर सिंपल वर्ड में एक आप बॉयफ्रेंड मटेरियल हो बट हस्बैंड नहीं बनाना है. मतलब आप में वो सब कुछ है जो दोस्त के लिए होना चाहिए. टेक्निकल नॉलेज में मुझको बहुत ज़्यादा मिसिंग लगा. दो यू हैव द कॉल प्लान, मार्केटिंग मिक्स, सारे स्टेप्स आपको पता है, बट द मार्केटिंग वर्ड से बहुत ज़्यादा आपको परहेज है. तो अभी बहुत कुछ काम करना है. बीट मार्केटिंग हो, 4 Ps हो, 7 Ps हो, मतलब आप समझ लो ना,
Right.
ये मेरे ग्रुप में होना चाहिए, बट मैं ये रिस्पॉन्सिबल बंदा नहीं है।
I understand.
मतलब
Yeah.
यू आर चॉकलेटी बॉय, बट मैं तुम्हारे साथ लाइफ नहीं बिता सकती हूँ।
Right.
MBA में क्या होता है ना कि हम आपके साथ अपना ब्रांड शेयर कर रहे होते हैं, यू बिकम द एस्पिरेंट एलुमनाई। तो मैं देखना होता है कि आओगे तो कैसे लगोगे।
Right.
तो टेक्निकल में काम कर लीजिए, आपसे बात करके अच्छा लगा,
Same.
काफ़ी अच्छे हैं, ऑल द बेस्ट।
एक वही लास्ट चीज़ मैं फिर बोलूँगा कि जैसे एक वो जो सर ने बोला, मतलब यू डिडंट look like an experienced guy who had more than 2 years of experience. You look like a fresher. मतलब your way of talking, your personality, it's all like that. वो एक जो maturity एक work ex वाली जो आनी चाहिए वो नहीं दिख रही थी बात करने में।
चॉकलेटी बॉय,
हाँ वो चॉकलेटी बॉय वाली आ रही है।
So
सही
how do I build up?
वी विल
on this?
डिस्कस।
All right, sure.
ठीक है प्रिंस,
थैंक यू।